Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Classified Captures. Expect to be thrilled, excited, and my personal favorite, scared even a little bit by some of today's clips. Without wasting too much of your precious time, let's jump right into it. In this puzzling video that has been making the rounds on the internet, a curious structure emerges from the depths of the ocean, capturing the attention and speculation of curious citizens. Now, some folks are throwing in their guesses. One group think it could be the rusted-out hull of a ship. Others are saying it might be a chunk of the Calamara Cliffs in Broome, Australia. These cliffs are made of some seriously porous stone. The most porous in the world, they say. But hold on, the skeptics have a different take. They're suggesting this might be an underwater volcano. Yeah, that's right, they're suggesting that there might be a dormant volcano under the sea. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments section below. In a rural setting, a farmer's routine surveillance took an unexpected turn when the camera lens captured this massive creature emerging from one of the sheds. Now, it's not your typical farm animal. It's got dark fur and this wolfish vibe, but it's not your average wolf. It's way bigger with those broad shoulders and hefty limbs. Caught off guard by this mysterious sight, the farmer, gripped with fear, sought assistance. Despite collective efforts, the unfamiliar creature remained unidentifiable. This led to the unsettling contemplation that perhaps what the camera had captured was none other than the legendary Dog Man. Some also thought it simply might be a bear. What's your take on this? Now let's rewind to 2004 when military footage made its way into the public eye. In this intriguing footage, observers spotted some unusual objects in the sky, sparking a wave of speculation that this could be evidence of UFOs. Now, when we talk about UFOs, we're referring to unidentified flying objects, things up there in the sky that make us scratch our heads in wonder. The military, being no stranger to the skies, took notice of these mysterious aerial phenomena. It's believed that these are extraterrestrial visitors, and the military hasn't confirmed or denied this assertion. It makes you wonder if this is their indirect way of telling us we have aliens amongst us, or if it's just them continuing their silence culture. Either way, what's your take on the footage from 2004? Do you think it provides evidence of extraterrestrial visitors, or could there be a more down-to-earth explanation for those strange objects in the sky? In an intriguing trail camera recording, a perplexing scenario unfolds. The footage commences with the unexpected appearance of a policeman wielding a gun. Moments later, a mysterious creature covered in dense fur emerges. The creature's visage remains obscured due to the abundance of hair, yet its movement and overall structure strongly suggest that it could possibly be a Bigfoot encounter. The officer stepped into the dark woods, his hand resting on his holstered gun. What was it that drew him here at this precise moment? Was he actively tracking the elusive creature said to roam these trees, intent on confirming its existence? Or did he have an ulterior motive known only to himself? Perhaps it was the creature who sensed the armed man's presence, stirred from its lair by the promise of pursuit. The shadows deepened as the officer and creature drew closer, two wary souls suspended between fascination and fear. I guess we'll never know. Bigfoot researchers and enthusiasts often embark on expeditions to capture evidence of this mysterious being. In this footage captured in Tennessee, a Bigfoot researcher claims to have spotted a Sasquatch hiding among the trees in the woodlands. The creature, as you can see, has gray fur, and the footage purportedly reveals its eyes and nose. Sasquatch sightings are often characterized by blurry or inconclusive footage, contributing to the mystery surrounding the existence of these creatures. Bigfoot sightings always stir up a mix of excitement and skepticism. So what are your thoughts on this footage from Tennessee? Could it be a genuine glimpse of the elusive Sasquatch, or are there other explanations for this mysterious figure in the woods? Venturing into the depths of an undiscovered cave revealed a truly astonishing discovery: statues that defy conventional explanation. The statues in question appeared to depict a petrified man and figure wearing real shoes. The uncanny blend of lifelike detail and surreal elements makes the whole situation eerie. Could they have been humans turned into statues, perhaps after encountering Medusa? No one can say for sure. As explorers and researchers delve into the cave's secrets, questions are being asked. How did these statues come to be? Who or what inspired their creation? The blend of the natural and the man-made, particularly the incorporation of real shoes, fuels speculation about the cave's history and the stories behind each statue. There is something about this next footage that sends shivers down my spine. In the footage, we see a creature coming from the woods. As the mysterious being steps out from the shadows, the details become chillingly clear. Dark fur cloaks its massive frame, and broad shoulders command attention. It stands tall, reaching a towering height of about 7 to 8 feet. The woods, silently witnessing to this legendary apparition, seem to hold their breath as Bigfoot graces the scene. While some people firmly believe in the existence of Bigfoot and consider such footage as potential evidence, others remain skeptical, attributing sightings to misidentifications of known animals or even just hoaxes. Regardless of one's stance on the matter, the allure of the unknown and the quest to uncover the truth about cryptids like Bigfoot continue to captivate the imagination of many. Just a quick reminder before the next clip comes: if you still haven't liked, commented, or subscribed, could you do so right now? You wouldn't want me to send a Bigfoot after you, would you? No. In a riveting piece of footage, attention is drawn to a peculiar detail that has conspiracy theorists buzzing with intrigue. The focus of the video is on a pair of eyes, but these are no ordinary eyes. A transparent inner lid that closes sideways, reminiscent of a reptilian characteristic. These situations introduce the idea that conspiracy theorists have long speculated about the existence of reptilian shapeshifters living amongst us. Could this be a genuine glimpse into an otherworldly secret, or is it a product of modern editing tools weaving tales that blur the lines between fact and fiction? Ah, the wonders of the sky. Here's a curious sighting for you: an octopus-like creature spotted gracefully floating in the heavens. As the footage unfolds, the question lingers: could this be more than just a whimsical kite caught in the breeze? Is it a celestial cephalopod taking flight in a dance with the wind? The intricate details and mesmerizing movement give it an otherworldly charm that makes me lean on the latter. What do you think? Ah, the mysteries of the deep blue sea, where every wave conceals secrets waiting to be unraveled. While spending a day at the beach, the sun kisses the horizon, and suddenly a peculiar creature emerges from the watery depths. Its head is round with tentacle-like legs that dance with the rhythm of the ocean. At first glance, you might think jellyfish, but there are some who are throwing around the idea that this could be an unknown sea creature making its debut on the surface. Now, when it comes to the ocean, it's like an undiscovered realm filled with all sorts of fascinating beings, which makes this hypothesis a possible one. But what's your take on this strange sea creature sighting? Could it be a jellyfish, or are we witnessing the emergence of something entirely new to the surface? In 2020, a UFO made a starry appearance in Hawaii, catching the eyes of onlookers during New Year's celebration. This peculiar object, glowing in a bright blue hue, sparked curiosity. Some initially considered the possibility of it being a balloon, but the distinct glow seemed to defy that explanation. Now here's where it gets interesting. Speculation about extraterrestrial visitors often accompany UFO sightings, and in this case, many are of the view that aliens descended to Earth to revel in the New Year's festivities before gracefully departing as the clock struck midnight. I guess humans are not the only ones who love Christmas and New Year festivities. If these are indeed aliens, then I can say I understand why they chose Hawaii as their spot. Anyway, what's your take on this UFO sighting on New Year's Eve? Could it be a cosmic holiday visit from our interstellar neighbors, or is there a more down-to-earth explanation for this glowing spectacle? Transporting ourselves back to the early 1900s, a black and white documentary unfolds revealing a fascinating chapter in history: the existence of giants. This isn't a tale shrouded in mystery or obscured by AI or deepfake technology. No, these were real men of colossal stature, their towering presence so remarkable that one of them could casually loop his arm around the bulb of a streetlight. In those bygone days, these giants lived ordinary lives, seamlessly blending into society despite their extraordinary heights. Their colossal frames naturally drew the gaze of onlookers, sparking curiosity and amazement. Unlike the elusive and often blurry giants of contemporary lore, these individuals from our past were captured in clear and authentic footage. As we delve into the records, the question arises: what did happen to those giant men over the years? I mean, I know we have some colossal men playing basketball, but how come there are fewer individuals like that now? Any scientific explanations? In the quiet expanse of Washington state near the Canadian border, an unassuming hiker set out for a routine ice fishing expedition at a nearby lake. As he navigated the serene landscape, his attention was drawn to a series of tracks in the snow, a subtle but intriguing detail that interrupted the usual tranquility of his outing. Cautiously examining the imprints left in the snow, the hiker couldn't help but notice their distinctiveness. The footprints seemed to resemble those often associated with the folklore of Bigfoot, introducing a touch of mystery to an otherwise ordinary winter scene. Now, here's a curious piece of footage making waves on TikTok. In this video, we spot a mysterious figure standing by the sea holding a staff in hand. But the real head-scratcher is what he appears to be doing, controlling the sea itself.
Wow. Genial.
When he gestures for the waters to retreat, they obediently do so, and when he beckons, they move toward him. It's almost like watching a real-life waterbender in action. Some skeptics might throw around the idea that it's just a coincidence with the natural movement of tides. But hey, take a closer look at how seamlessly the waters respond to his commands and come again. I dare you. Someone captured this strange footage. In the footage, we're introduced to a room filled with tables and chairs. It looks like the place has been set up for an occasion, but there seems to be some entities in the room, and they're not shy about showing their excitement. In a matter of moments, the chairs around one of the tables start to move, as if someone invisible is eager to take a seat. A bit eerie, right? Now, skeptics might chime in with explanations, perhaps the result of some unseen draft or a trick of the lighting. But the way those chairs move, it's almost as if there's an unseen guest ready to join the occasion. What do you all think of this? Still on giant or tall creatures, take a look at this next footage. Although the uploader doesn't exactly tell us where he took the footage, based on the footage alone, we can tell that this was captured in some snowy mountain or probably during winter. At first, the footage appears to be a typical woodland scene, but within seconds, a massive, furry creature comes into view in the distance. Without warning, you might be tempted to think you're dealing with a gorilla due to its size. But do gorillas walk on all twos like the creature in the footage is doing? Well, definitely not. So what's the explanation for what we are seeing? There's no logical explanation for it. If we want to thoroughly explain the footage, we will have to step into the realm of the paranormal, and that's exactly what the paranormal community did. The community believed that we were actually looking at a potential footage of Bigfoot, and I'm leaning towards that explanation and possibility. I mean, can you name any other creature of such size and movement? Precisely, it's undoubtedly Bigfoot. Still on ancient creatures, we have another footage that's sure to blow you away. Have you ever heard of the alligator snapping turtle? Well, if you haven't, today's your lucky day. You get to not only see one of these magnificent creatures, but actually see someone holding one in his hands. Before you tell yourself that's no feat, know that these prehistoric-looking creatures are known for their impressive size, with males typically reaching lengths of 13 to 20 inches and sometimes even larger. Aside from its length, they can weigh anywhere from 150 to 250 pounds or even more, making them one of the heaviest freshwater turtle species. If that does not impress you, know that these animals are known to have quite a powerful bite. Knowing this, it's shocking to see someone actually carrying and manhandling one. Whatever you do, please don't do what this man is doing in the footage, even if it looks very cool and, quite frankly, very manly. Now, this is something I would not like to see when I retrieve my Trailcam. Trailcams have captured their fair share of peculiar things, but what was found on this occasion defies both words and description. This hideous being was captured on a trail cam. The creature appears to possess a head and body uncannily reminiscent of the bark of a tree or maybe a hair. The picture is a little blurry, so it's hard to make out its facial features. However, there seems to be what looks like a nose and two hollows on the head that resemble eyes. This creature isn't a tree, especially when compared to the natural trees in the background. So what could it be? Do you think we're looking at a possessed tree come to life or something far worse? Share your thoughts with us in the comments section. Next, we have another mysterious video which features yet another sighting of a cryptid. The creature appears to be walking away from the camera, but you can still make out its features. Just like the previous image, this creature has dark fur and walks on 2 feet. Unlike the previous footage, however, this beast looks more like a bear. You and I, however, know that bears don't have this posture. I'm sure my paranormal geeks already guessed, though. Yes, it's a Bigfoot. Bigfoots are quite famous in the mythical world. Though there are no official reports of them ever being caught, many have captured glimpses of them from afar on their cams. In most encounters, the creature is either lurking or unaware. Those who have had close encounters with them have never been able to capture clear videos. You have to understand that their intimidating presence up close is enough to make anyone forget about trying to take a picture or a video. The only evidence those who have had such encounters have is their word of mouth. The Bigfoot mystery continually excites the paranormal community even today. But what's your take? Are they real or simply exaggerated folklore? When you have intruders come into your home, you call the cops, or if you're brave enough, you face them. But guess who, or should I say what, this homeowner caught on a trail cam he set up to catch an intruder? Take a look. Did you see that? A white figure hovering back and forth. Instead of capturing a person or an animal, the trail cam caught something else, an ethereal entity, dare I say, a ghost, gliding among the trees. Now, how does he deal with this trespassing issue? Does he call the cops and say, "I have a ghost on my property"? Or does he call a priest to exorcise it and bless the land? But you've got to wonder, why is there a ghost on the property? Was someone killed there? After all, ghosts are known to roam in the area. They were murdered when they were human. What do you think about the whole thing, though? This human stone can be found in Ireland. The first time I saw it, I was told it was a real person who'd been turned to stone, and that made me feel sick to my stomach. I was wondering how much pain this person had gone through when their body was being mummified in the middle of the river. Was it some kind of medieval torture method? My fears were soon dispelled, and if I gave you an indication that this was real, I would want to dispel your fears as well. This is no sinister tale of agony. Instead, it's a testament to the enduring spirit of human endeavor. This eerie creation is, in fact, a sculpture, an artful representation of the relentless struggles and unwavering determination that drive individuals to conquer their ambitions. Interesting, huh? In a rather unsettling discovery, a doll was stumbled upon in the depths of a river. But this wasn't just any doll. It bore an uncanny resemblance to a human. The doll's features are chillingly realistic. Its skin is eerily pale, swathed in a dark shroud. Its eyes, wide open, seem to pierce through the observer, while blood-red lips hint at something far more sinister. The image is further intensified by what appears to be blood oozing from the corner of its mouth. While most would initially mistake this for a real-life horror scene, it's indeed just a doll, albeit one that raises a myriad of questions. How did it end up in the river? Who created it, and for what purpose? The answers remain elusive, shrouding this eerie discovery in an air of mystery. What's your take on this enigmatic doll? Think that was scary? Take a look at this next footage. It was taken on a ranch in Mexico. If you're part of the paranormal community, then you should know that if Mexico is known for anything, it's that it's a hotspot for alien sightings. This is because of various appearances and alleged sightings of UFOs. Notable is the Roswell incident, where debris of glass-like materials was found, which are believed to be broken parts of a flying disc, which is essentially an alien airship. So the discovery of this creature was not much of a surprise to the residents, however. Its appearance is quite freaky. The creature looks to have pinkish skin and is naked. It's humanoid except for the head, which is very small and disproportional to its body. Its legs and neck are also very long as well. Whatever that creature was doing out there, no one knows, but upon realizing that it was being filmed, it jumped off the rooftop it was on and fled. Some paranormal enthusiasts who saw it believe it may be an alien. Others thought it was Slender Man, whilst a small fraction of the community thought it was a science experiment gone wrong. Personally, I think we may be looking at a CGI creation, but what do you think? Can you think of a more defenseless animal than a deer? You can't, can you? They easily fall prey to most predators and are typically their go-to food. They've no claws, and the only way they survive is to depend on their good hearing and swift hooves, and even that is not enough because they still end up on a dinner table. Because of this, deers have this screeching sound they make to warn others when they sense danger from afar. As you can hear, this deer appears to be crying out in the dark. It seems to have been scared by something out there, but unlike the fight instinct of its nature, this deer is still standing in its position, screeching out a warning to the rest. What could have possibly scared poor Bambi? Now, when we saw this footage, our first question was, what is this? After watching a few more times, we still realized we didn't know what we were looking at. At first glance, the creature looks like a humanoid creature with short legs squirming in the hands of a man. That's at least until he turned it around and revealed that the creature was actually flatter and smaller than initially thought. At this point, it started looking like a sponge-like creature. But how is that even possible? Well, I don't know, but this creature was caught in one of the water bodies of China. Has anyone here encountered any creature like this? Do you know what it is? If you do, please enlighten us in the comments because we're dying to know. Literally. Let's take a break from the scary stuff. This strange sea creature was filmed from South Carolina. It looks like a fish with wings flapping in the water. Well, this is not any kind of unknown species. This is a type of sea slug that's mostly found in fresh water. Take a moment to appreciate the sheer elegance with which this sea slug glides through its underwater realm. It's a vivid reminder that the natural world is a treasure trove of wonders, where even the seemingly ordinary can reveal moments of extraordinary beauty. Next, we visit the woodlands of Wisconsin. How many creatures do you know that can and would stalk a coyote? Well, now that I think about it, there are quite a few creatures capable of stalking a coyote. However, they'd have to be predators themselves, right? Well, take a look at this footage. In the footage, we witness a coyote going about its usual routine when suddenly 2 eyes appear on the left side of the screen. The coyote notices the presence too and turns around, fixing its gaze on the same exact spot. What was it? A cryptid? A human? Another large animal? Well, we can't say for sure, but what say you? Do you think there was really something there, or is this merely a clever edit meant to throw us off? Share your thoughts with us in the comment section. For our next capture, we have good old Bigfoot, the paranormal celebrity. Although we would have loved complete footage of the creature, the Trailcam only managed to capture its backside. It seems to have a human-like gait and comfortably moves through its surroundings without care. You don't have to be a genius to know that it's probably this confident because it's close to its home. These observations raise several questions. Does Bigfoot live alone? Is it dangerous? And how old might it be? These creatures are now household names in all things paranormal. There is no conversation in the community without them coming up. One characteristic they all seem to share is their affinity for roaming the woods or observing people from a safe distance. Sometimes I wonder if they can talk or communicate like humans, since they have human features. Well, I guess we'll never find out because no one has been brave enough to have a conversation with these enigmatic beings. Until that happens, they will remain the mystery that they are. In this next footage, a group of youngsters ventured into the woods in search of an adventure. As they ventured further into the woods, they stumbled upon a peculiar sight. A dried-up riverbed, but what was even more unsettling was the presence of a mysterious woman draped in a flowing white cloth. At first, she was crouched down, but later stood up with her back turned to them as she made strange movements with her head and arms, almost as if she was performing some kind of ritual. Curiosity getting the better of them, one brave soul from the group approached the enigmatic woman, perhaps to inquire about her purpose in the desolate place. But suddenly, the woman let out a bone-chilling scream which scared the group and sent them running for their lives. What started as a simple quest for adventure took an unexpected and bone-chilling turn. It seems these young explorers got far more than they bargained for in the heart of those ominous woods. Now let's delve into a chilling encounter in Siberia where a possible alien sighting has left many baffled. Have a look. As the camera rolls, we find ourselves in the icy wilderness of Siberia, where a lone explorer stumbles upon a mysterious creature frozen in the ice. Though we can't understand the explorer's words due to the unfamiliar dialect, it only adds to the intrigue and wonder. The creature bears an uncanny resemblance to the stereotypical image of an extraterrestrial being. Despite its otherworldly appearance, the creature is lifeless and remarkably well preserved within the ice. Determining how long it's been encased here is challenging, but ice-preserving qualities raise the possibility that it's been there for an extended period, hidden from our knowledge. But if this is genuinely an alien, it raises profound questions. How long have these beings been among us? What is their purpose? And should we be concerned about our safety? While skepticism may tempt some to label this as a hoax, it's crucial to consider recent disclosures in the USA regarding the existence of extraterrestrial life. It's a revelation that forces us to re-evaluate our understanding of the universe and our place within it. Makes you rethink everything, doesn't it? Next, we have this apparent ghost footage that was sent out to us by an individual out exploring on a snowy night. According to him, he sensed a presence stalking him in the dark and quickly grabbed his phone, turning on the flashlights to capture the moment. Suddenly, he felt the creature's presence shift behind a tree, concealing itself. Now, if I were in that situation, I would have sprinted for dear life, but this guy, well, he had other plans. Believe it or not, he decided it would be a great idea to chase after the mysterious creature and document it. With determination, he located the tree and captured a video of the creature. Brace yourself, for I'm not sure how you're going to take this, and behold, the moment of truth. See it? Yes, that scary-looking, cute creature is the ghost the individual was very scared of. Confused? Don't worry. It seems the cold, dark night played tricks on his senses, turning a harmless puppy into a bone-chilling phantom. Thankfully, it was just an adorable pup braving the cold alongside him. How would you have reacted if you were in his shoes? Would you have laughed at the realization, or would you have assumed that you were dealing with a skinwalker that had just changed form? Tell us in the comments section. Next, we have this bizarre footage of a creature crawling out of a cave in the woods. Even the experienced cave explorers who captured the footage were left astounded and had never encountered anything like it before. It appears to have the head of an octopus, though its full body is still hidden. The creature has bony arms with claw-like appendages resembling something out of an extraterrestrial realm. If this does not scream alien and extraterrestrial, well, I don't know what does. Many have long disputed the existence of aliens, with some scientists calling the assertion a ridiculous one. But how do you explain this? There's simply no explanation. It doesn't look like any creature we know, and quite frankly, something like this should not exist, unless this footage has been manipulated or edited, which seems unlikely. There's been no official word on the footage, and all attempts to get one have simply been ignored and swept under the rug. Scientists who've opened up cannot identify the creature and believe it's some kind of alien. With all these sightings and talks of UFOs, this creature being an alien is not far-fetched. Tell us what you think of this creature in the comments below. Did that scare you? Well, if it did, I won't be surprised. The creature looks like something straight out of a nightmare, and it has limbs that don't quite make sense. The video is blurry, hence we can't say much, but it might have scales for skin and generally have a fish-like appearance. These guesses are based on the description of the uploader, who called the creature a toil. For those unfamiliar with it, it's a supernatural creature or spirit found in the Southeast Asian folklore, particularly in Malay, Indonesian, and Thai cultures. It's often described as a mischievous and malevolent creature that's associated with black magic and the occult. It's commonly depicted as a grotesque or deformed fetus-like creature. It's typically very small in size, resembling an infant or a small child. Here's the twist. It's believed to have the power to bring wealth and good fortune to its owner if treated well, but it can also bring misfortune if mistreated. Most often, however, it carries out the wishes of a master, which leaves us wondering, did someone intentionally send the creature after the family? If they did, why? Why would you do such a thing? Deep in the Indian jungle, an adventurous YouTuber and his crew embarked on a chilling expedition to explore an eerie, abandoned house. The building was dated to years ago, so the structure is very ruined and looks like a hotspot for haunting. The walls, covered in green fungus and mold, bore witness to years of neglect. Trees have even sprouted within the property. The structure was said to be owned by a family who were killed in the house, resulting in rumors of serious hauntings on the property. I'm guessing that's why this YouTube crew went to check it out. Initially, as they explored the house, nothing seemed amiss except for a lone stray cat resting by a window. However, within minutes, they spot a strange figure standing in one of the rooms. The discovery was spine-chilling, and naturally they tried to discern what exactly they were dealing with. The figure looked like a girl. It had long, black, flowing hair, yet she herself stood stiffly. Her demeanor and stance naturally spooked the team, and they ran out of the place. Now, I want this to be true, but a part of me questions the authenticity of the footage. What about you? The concept of the supernatural and extraterrestrial beings is nothing new to humans, but coming face to face with one, however, is another story. There are not a lot of people in this world who have experienced these creatures, but those who claim to have done so are often left terrified and scared for life. They describe these creatures as being horrifying and are typically led to these creatures by one thing: curiosity. Now take a look at this footage taken by a homeowner in the backyard one night. He heard weird noises and went to check it out, only to come face to face with this being. It's hard to tell if this thing is an alien or some kind of demon because, to be honest, it looks like it could belong to both categories. The creature is very dark, with small glowing eyes, and stares into the camera, or rather the person holding the camera, as though it were looking into their soul. Its big head, while perched on the tree branch, looks creepy as well. I'm amazed the individual didn't just drop the camera and run inside. Next, we have these mysterious tracks from a riverside. Which creature do you think they belong to? Certainly, they're much bigger than a human's, and whatever it was that left that track has to have been quite heavy as well, because they're quite deep. If you pay attention to the capture, you'll realize that there is a second print in the sand to the left of the foot tracks that looks like partial prints of a hands of whatever creature was responsible for the footprint. Experts who reviewed the image state they could see the print of a weasel on the foot track in the image. Using this, they measured the tracks to be between 18 to 20 feet. Can you think of any creature with hands and feet that ginormous? Yes, Bigfoot. I guess the tracks are not so mysterious after all. In this video clip, a somewhat congested room is shown. A four-legged chair suddenly falls to the ground. What truly captures attention in the footage is a toddler sitting in the middle of the room, seemingly engaged in conversation with itself. Initially, it appears that the toddler is the sole presence in the room, but that assumption is quickly challenged when, without any visible cause, the toddler is pushed onto its back with its hands and legs raised high. It's perplexing because there doesn't seem to be anything or anyone in the frame that could have caused this fall. It was no ordinary fall either. The boy was pushed. It must have hurt, as we can hear the child's cries. This unusual occurrence raises questions. Could there be an unseen presence in the room, perhaps a ghost or an evil spirit? Is it possible that this mysterious force is acting out of jealousy? After all, why else would a toddler suddenly be pushed by something invisible to the naked human eye? This scenario is particularly intriguing because the mother believes it's the ghost of her two other deceased babies. You see, the baby in the footage was originally part of a set of 3, but the other 2 didn't make it. The mother believes that the other 2 could be attempting to murder the living one. Bizarre, right? But what do you think? For our next Trailcam capture, we move to the Amazon, where this weird and quite frankly scary picture of a beast was captured. Behold, the horned beast of Baja. If you're unfamiliar with this cryptid, don't worry, we were too. It's quite surprising to discover that such a creature resides in the Amazon. Never did it ever cross our minds to check if the Amazon had any cryptids living in there, but there are apparently a number of them, and the creature on your screens currently is all but one of these creatures. According to the person who uploaded this image online, it's the clearest photo of the mysterious horned beast. It was taken back in 2007 by an American teen exploring the area. The young boy believed he'd seen a demon carrying a baby, but all who knew the legends of the horned beast dispelled his fears and told him it was a dangerous cryptid that roamed the area, adding that he was lucky to have escaped with his life. Basically, not many meet the horned beast of Badya and come out of the experience alive. That makes this photo all the more rare. Next, we visit Montana for a suspected Bigfoot sighting. The locals have long considered this area a Bigfoot hotspot, but none have dared to venture into the woods to capture videos of these creatures, and the reason is simple: fear. And who can blame them? Take a look at the video. Can you see it? Just behind those trees, an ape-like creature seems to be staring directly at the person behind the camera. According to the person who uploaded the footage, even though they filmed the creature from a distance, the tallest one measures at least 10 feet, while the smallest stood at 7 feet. The one you're seeing on your screen is the smallest of the group. Take a closer look. It's no wonder why the locals have chosen to stay away from these creatures. While it doesn't appear to have any interest in those filming, just imagine if it actually intended to harm them. The potential consequences could be disastrous, or maybe I'm just overthinking things. What say you? Who, or should I say what, is that? This creature was captured on a Trailcam and the uploader didn't know what to make of it. It's a humanoid who stands about 6 feet tall but is wearing a dress. It has long black hair and looks somewhat like an ape in that dress. The arms are hairless and have what looks like veins popping out. And the face, oh my goodness, that's hideous. Not sure I've called any creature hideous, but that one scares me. Upon closer inspection, those are definitely not human arms or an ape's. As much as I'd like to call it an ape, I'd say it doesn't quite fully fit the bill. It looks scary at first, but the more I look at it, the more I'm led to think and believe that it looks like a human in a costume. What do you think, though? What creature do you think this is? Tell us in the comments section. Now, we have had ghost encounters, mummies, cryptids, paranormals, and what have you, but I doubt any would compare to what I'm about to show you. If you don't have a strong stomach, I suggest skipping for the next few seconds. If you're good, take a look. A paranormal investigator was investigating the building when he came across what you see on your screen. Imagine walking into a room and seeing a woman tied up like this. Well, she's not exactly alive, but in an instant he believed that it was truly someone who'd been handcuffed there and left to die. Perhaps the victim of a kidnapping. After investigating it for a while, though, he starts to believe it's a prop. His investigation is, however, interrupted by a sound behind him. He was not alone.
Jeez! Alright. No, I didn't do that. That sounded like it came from down the end of this.
There was someone in there with him, and whoever it was, the person was trying to escape the building. He tried to get out of the place and return with his team, but he ended up lost with a lot of spooky things happening around him. If the woman was indeed a prop or a doll, why then are weird things happening in the building? Think about it. This next footage indeed showcases a fascinating and unexpected phenomenon involving a hollow tree struck by lightning. It's a reminder that nature and its interactions can often produce outcomes that defy our expectations. Have a look. In the video, a peculiar event unfolds as a thunderous noise is followed by a lightning strike that hits a tree. Typically, when a tree is struck by lightning, it can catch fire, break, and fall to the ground, burning until it turns into ashes. However, this particular tree seems to be burning from the inside, resembling a rotisserie chicken roasting to perfection. It's almost as if the thunder and lightning are acting as chefs. What makes this occurrence especially baffling is that there is no visible ash coming from the tree. Normally, when a tree burns, it leaves behind ash as it consumes the wood. However, in this case, it appears that the tree is burning internally without breaking apart or producing ash as expected. Such events serve as a reminder of the mysteries of nature and how there are phenomena that we don't fully understand. It can indeed invoke thoughts and contemplation about unusual occurrences and their possible significance. The world around us continues to surprise and astonish us with its complexity. Wouldn't you agree? Speaking of mysteries, here is another one. This Trailcam footage captured something sinister. As you can see, a fox is innocently scarfing down food left in a bowl, probably by the owner of the Trailcam. But watch what happens next. Did you see that? Something swoops in and snatches the fox away. As you know, foxes are notorious for their slyness, agility, and alertness, making it nearly impossible to sneak up on them. In this footage, the fox remains completely unaware as something swiftly takes it away. It looks like a big, hairy hand. This doesn't make any sense because the predators in the wild do not have hands that big to snatch a fox. Ordinarily, predators would typically rely on scratching or using their teeth, but that doesn't match what we see in the footage. It's just suddenly swooped up. Could it have been taken by a creature with human-like hands, something that's a hybrid, say a werewolf? That's an exciting thought, but then again, it'll have to be a really huge giant to swoop it up like that, which is almost impossible. Could it be something smaller and practical, say an owl? Share your thoughts with me in the comment section. This is the Kiev Bridge in Ukraine. Do you spot anything odd in this footage? Now, direct your attention below the bridge. Do you notice something peculiar? Behold, a creature boldly crawling upside down along the bridge. It's not a human because no human would attempt this circus show without a ladder, lift, or a harness unless it was a suicide attempt, which this does not appear to be. Could this be some kind of humanoid roaming in the streets? The emergence of weird creatures over the years has left a lot of room for speculation whenever rare things like this occur. Now, some may argue it's an ape, but personally I'm leaning toward the possibility of it being a cryptid, an elusive creature that defies conventional understanding. What do you think? Think that was bizarre? Take a look at this next footage. In the footage, we see a young biker riding through what looks like the countryside, but if you look closely at the footage, something eerie unfolds in the background, a tall, slender figure moving through the grass. If you pay attention to the height of the creature in relation to the rest of the environment, then you can tell that the creature is very, very tall, maybe 8 feet or more. But what creature is it? As the footage circulated, it sent chills down the spines of those who believed they had spotted the infamous Slender Man. This footage was captured somewhere in the UK, and the uploader had set up cams to film himself on his new bike. What he didn't expect to see is the creature you can see in the background. He explained that a passing driver had alerted him to the presence of a strange humanoid creature in the area. At first, he dismissed it as something unbelievable. However, his skepticism would soon give way to something else as he reviewed the footage during the editing process. Looking at the footage, I'm really glad that he was really that far from the creature. Who knows what could have happened to him if he met the creature face to face. This next footage was taken by a lady who spotted a strange woman standing in a lake at the New Jersey State Park. The woman was dressed in all white with dark, flowing hair. The ladies who spotted this strange scene were not sure if the woman was a ghost or just some weird woman. The footage, however, reminds me of the earlier footage involving the group who saw the woman by the dried river who screamed at them. I don't know what it is with these strange women standing in water bodies, but tales like these have a way of echoing through the corridors of time. This brings to mind the legend of La Llorona, the Weeping Woman. A story steeped in tragedy hails from the rich tapestry of Mexican folklore. The chilling tale speaks of a Spanish woman who, in a fit of madness, drowned her children in the river. Since that fateful day, it's said her restless spirit haunts water bodies, perpetually searching for her lost offspring. This tale hailed from Mexico and has been passed on for centuries. Do you think this is La Llorona or someone else entirely? Share your thoughts with me in the comments section. If you've made it this far and haven't hit the like button, subscribed, or even dropped a comment, you could do that before we go on. Thank you very much, because it means a lot. Coming back to the episode. Take a look at this image that was captured by a trail cam set up in the woods. Do you see it? Can you make out what that is? We catch a glimpse of a mysterious creature, dark fur glistening, standing upright on two legs. It appears reminiscent of a dog, yet it possesses human-like arms and legs. As much as its face bears a striking resemblance to our domestic friends, you don't need to be a genius to know it's not one of them. In fact, I don't think this creature will roll over and settle for a pet when you encounter him. It would be a miracle if you made it out of this particular meet and greet without a scratch. It doesn't look like an ordinary beast that we know of. Could it be a Bigfoot? If you thought that due to its sheer size and posture, I understand, but Bigfoot has never been known to have the face of a canine. Only one creature has, the Dog Man. Could we essentially be looking at a real-life dog man? If we are, well, that's crazy. But then again, there is no other explanation for what we see before us. Unless, of course, that's just a man in a costume, but that's even a hard pill to swallow because it looks so real. But what do you think? Is this real, or are we dealing with someone playing with the feelings of the paranormal community? Still on Bigfoot, we have this footage taken by an explorer in a cave. As with all his expeditions, he'd hoped to find something interesting. Instead, he was met with an eerie presence he couldn't quite discern. After exploring the surroundings, he finally pinpointed the source of the eerie feeling. Within the darkness, he discovered not just one, but 4 beings. Their eyes glistened in the dark as they stared back at him. Although it was dark, he could tell that those eyes belonged to large creatures, much larger than he was. Frightened, he ran away, leaving all his gadgets behind. He returned later with some team members to investigate, but the creatures had vanished. He reviewed the footage he'd recorded and saw what you see on your screen. Those eyes, the dark fur, and their size. He was convinced they were a family of Bigfoot. If you ask me, it's not impossible, but what do you think of the images? In the northern part of the Ukraine lies the Tetra River, a picturesque water body surrounded by lush green trees and scattered houses, as depicted in the video clip. Recently, reports have emerged of an unusual creature spotted in this river, sparking curiosity and intrigue among online communities. Witnesses have described it as resembling a reptile with a striking set of spiky teeth in its mouth. Fortunately, though, the footage you are watching serves as one of the first real glimpses of this mysterious creature's existence. The creature primarily appears to be gray in color, with a light yellow shade on its head area. Distinctive crack-like patterns on its skin further set it apart from other enigmatic creatures. This person recorded the video despite being clearly frightened, bravely attempting to interact with the creature by waving a fishing rod near it. During the initial attempt, the creature didn't react. However, undeterred, the recorder cautiously moves the fishing rod closer to the creature, which prompts the mysterious being to turn away and swiftly jump back into the water. This behavior leads to speculation that the creature could possibly be a mutated animal from the Chernobyl disaster. Some don't think so. They think it looks ordinary. The true identity of the creature, however, remains a mystery and has sparked a great deal of speculation and discussion online. Considering your expertise in identifying creatures, we hope one of you can help uncover its identity. Please don't disappoint. All this man wanted to do was enjoy a good time with his girlfriend on his property in the countryside. Things initially went as expected, but they took a dark turn when he began hearing eerie and terrifying sounds. He ventured outside to investigate and noticed eerie eyes seemingly following him in the darkness. On one occasion, he spotted it on his roof, followed it from the ground, and ultimately discovered what appeared to be the carcass of another animal. First off, how did whatever that creature was drag it up there? Is it some vampire creature or a creature of the night? Some fancy it being a skinwalker, but that's something I just don't see. It reminds me of the dark creatures from the Netflix series Castlevania, only this isn't some series, this is real life. I can't see anyone saying no to the cool country breeze, the quiet life, the relaxed scenery, and all things associated with the countryside. But what about these creatures of the night that plague the place? Well, you decide. Next, we have something that you should really be afraid of. The footage starts with a mysterious creature peeking from behind a tree. It's a humanoid creature, but unlike the ones we've already reviewed today, this one is not ape-like. Instead, it's feline or cat-like. It has a human-like body with a tail and fur to match. Dark, human-like hair adorns its head as it casts a careful gaze in the direction of the camera. One important detail to note is that this footage was captured using a phone, not a trail camera, indicating that the creature is aware of the person behind the lens. Now, here's the million-dollar question. Was it preparing to strike or simply driven by curiosity? Honestly, we can't say for sure. Now, if this creature shares any traits with the domestic cats we keep as pets, you know it would be as unpredictable as they come. As scary as the footage is, there's one question we need to ask. Is this real? Now, as much as I'd love for a creature like this to be real, I have to admit it doesn't quite seem genuine. It appears to be CGI cleverly disguised as the real deal. But those are just my thoughts. What are your impressions? This footage was taken in a Catholic church where the congregation was having a service, but one person noticed something strange with the statue of Jesus on the cross. Initially, everything appears tranquil. The figure of Jesus remains in its customary pose, but then something unusual happens, something that challenges the boundaries of the ordinary. The statue's eyes begin to move. Did you catch it? A subtle, almost imperceptible shift in the statue's gaze. It's a moment that defies easy explanation, leaving those who witnessed it both curious and puzzled. For those present, this event blurred the line between the natural and the supernatural, stirring questions about just what happened. Was it a paranormal occurrence, or perhaps just a quirk of lighting and perspective? Imagine this picturesque scene, a group of skilled fishermen navigating the waters in their boat, fishing rods strategically positioned for that perfect catch. As they smoothly make a turn to the left, little do they know they're about to cross paths with a colossal weathered crocodile that leisurely sprawled nearby. The dusty giant, seemingly undisturbed until now, is suddenly provoked by the commotion caused by the unsuspecting fisherman. With a powerful, almost ominous presence, the croc abruptly shifts its attention toward the boat, awakened from its tranquil state. It's the moment that turns a routine fishing day into an unexpected encounter with the wild. Quite the thrilling twist, wouldn't you say? For our grand finale of footage, we thought we'd wrap things up with a real chill inducer. Check out this clip of a guy strolling down a deserted road in the pitch-black dead of night, probably heading home. Just past what seems like a streetlight pole, a sudden shiver races down his spine. He's not flying solo. With a nervous beak over his shoulder, he locks eyes with the creature straight from the depths of nightmares. And what's his response? A defy-gravity leap and a sprint powered by pure terror. I mean, who wouldn't hightail it like the devil was on their tail? Later on, the news drops the bomb, supposedly straight from the victim himself. He spills the beans on that heart-pounding run-in, dishing out the spine-tingling deeds of that unforgettable night. He spoke about how he almost died of terror, and, well, I don't blame him. But we've got to ask what in the unholy realm was lurking in the shadows. That, I guess, we'll never know. Keep safe out there. The night's got secrets that might just give you the heebie-jeebies. And with that, we conclude today's episode. Did you have a favorite? Other trail cams you'll want us to feature more? Please tell us in the comments section below. Also, if you have any trail cam footage you'd like the rest of the world to see, please send it over to us at classifiedcaptures@gmail.com. We'll upload it in our next episode and give you the credit unless you want to remain anonymous. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps us out a ton. See you in the next one.